and this is my RJ 1.5. This session is about when I went up. I took a group of young people on Pancake Day up into the woods to do some forest schools. A little bit like in my RJ 1.3, which was when I was working with Chloe. This group of young people, not necessarily about school attendance, but there was an awful for each one of them. There was an awful lot going on in their lives. As like I've said before, they're the young people that I tend to work with in the James groups. So we went out on Pancake Day into the woods with the intentions of building some dens, making a fire. I'd bought some pancake mix to make pancakes with, and that's what we did. We so the young people got the fire going. They got the tools. They whittled down some wood for making. Or we did some marshmallows on sticks as well. So they each got a stick and got a knife, and they whittled the end so it was sharp, so they can put that on and put that, and then put the marshmallow in the fire and toast it. They got the fire going. We talked about the fire triangle. So if we took one of those things away, what would happen? So we talked about that. We talked about safety. So about sitting around the fire circle, using fire gloves. That we were using hot oil. Obviously, we were cooking over flames, so we had to be careful of that. We talked about how we needed a first aid kit and a water just in case the fire did get out of hand. And it was fantastic. The young people got really stuck in. They mixed the batter. They poured the batter out. They fried it. They had a go at tossing the pancakes. They stuck to every rule and boundary about keeping themselves safe. They stuck to. And I find that that's what happens out in that environment. Not because it's something that's completely different to them, but partly because when they're there, they can. There's the structure and the boundaries, obviously, but they've understood the risks and we've gone through it and we've talked it through. But they can still push it and they can still take those informed risks that maybe when they're out, like for example, one of them, he's often out on his quad, no helmet, just riding around the streets, or another one who goes off into the woods and builds a fire. But doing it this way, although because it's the thrill for them, the thrill of taking those risks. I've read loads of papers around that, and when I was writing my in the specialist conference, some of the background reading I did on that is that young people like the risk. They get that buzz and that thrill from stealing a car or from setting something on fire. But in the woods, they're still getting that risk. They're still taking those risks, that climbing the tree, that building a fire. But it's controlled and it's informed. And I think that really helps them with their development to be able to do that. So they all had their hands in the fire. They all remembered the respective position. They all remembered their fire gloves. And I thought that this session went really well. My only criticism or my only point of reflection is that it wasn't long enough, and that maybe we needed to do a longer session in the woods where they could make a 3-course meal, because they got to, and quite a lot of them they'd never made batter. Their parents don't let them near the kitchen or near a frying pan, just because they're so scared of them setting the house on fire or burning themselves. But for me, it's about making sure that those risks are addressed, and I feel that I did that. I thought that this was probably one of the best sessions that I've run out in the woods in terms of being able to engage young people in cooking and understanding those risks.